What's going on, guys? This is Sam. Today, ahead of Apple's March 27th event happening in just under a week now, they released new products kind of out of the blue. We have a ton of new Apple Watch sport bands to talk about, so let's go ahead and jump in. In the spring 2018 release, there are a lot to talk about. We've got Apple Watch bands, Apple Watch Nike bands, and Apple Watch Hermès bands as well. Because it's springtime, things are freshening up outside, and everything is basically coming back to life again. Apple usually goes with some pretty fresh colors. The exact same thing is true this time. Starting off with the sport band, we have denim blue, lemonade, and red raspberry. These are all pretty bright colors. They totally make sense for springtime. I'm a big fan of all of them. Lemonade's just really yellow, and I feel like you're gonna have to find a very specific outfit for that to go with, where the red raspberry and blue, they're calling it denim blue, could go with pretty much anything. After that, and moving on to woven nylon, we've got black, blue, gray, and pink stripe bands. All of these look pretty cool as well, but gray feels just a little bit out because that's more of a wintry or cold color. Moving on to sport loop, we have the first one here, which is flashlight, and next to the normal yellow color, what Apple was calling lemonade, this one is just pretty much fluorescent. It's kind of crazy. And after that, electric blue and soft pink. I think it's interesting that Apple is using different names and colors across the sport bands and then the sport loop bands. It seems like they would have just done the same but with different materials, whereas lemonade might be for a sport band. Apple is doing something a little bit different, like flashlight for a sport loop band. Closing out the regular new Apple Watch bands for classic buckle, we have spring yellow, electric blue, and soft pink. And I don't know if any of these are pictured. Interestingly enough, while Apple announced a lot of these bands, they sort of combined all of them into this one image. We can't even see them in their entirety yet, and that's because they're not available just yet. Apple announced these today, but they say they're releasing in-store and online later this month. We just don't have an exact date just yet. Anyway, moving down our list here, we do have some new Nike bands as well. There are new Nike sport bands in addition to the Nike Sport Loop band being available separate from an Apple Watch for the first time, which is exciting. If you've wanted one of those Nike Sport Loop bands, you can now buy them separately rather than having to buy an entirely new Apple Watch. Nike Sport Band will now be available in Barely Rose / Pearl Pink, Black / White, and Cargo Khaki / Black. And the Nike Sport Loop Band will be available in Black / Pure Platinum, Bright Crimson / Black, Cargo Khaki, Midnight Fog, and Pearl Pink. What's nice is that regardless if it's a Nike branded sport loop or sport band or a regular Apple branded sport loop or sport band, they're all going to be $49 each, so they're really not that expensive, and a lot of these look really great. And the classic buckle is where you step up that price to $149, but yet nothing is as ridiculous as the Apple Watch Hermès collection. The bands feel really expensive and overpriced, and I've never been a fan of the Hermès design language. I think some people really like them, they're just not for me. But there are 4 new ones coming, 2 for the 38mm watches and 2 for the 42mm watches. First, you've got the 38mm double tour in indigo with Rogue H polished edged and Rogue H contrasted loop. Then you've got the 38mm double tour in blanc with Rogue H polished edge and Rogue H contrasted loop. I mean, just the names sound a little bit too pretentious for me. For the 42mm, you've got single tour rally in indigo with Rogue H polished edge and Rogue H contrasted loop. And finally, you've got the 42mm single tour rally in blanc with Rogue H polished edge and Rogue H contrasted loop. If you want to pick these up, I hope you have some extra cash on hand. The single tour rally in the United States is $439, and the double tour, stepping it up just a little bit, is $489. Some of these look okay, but at the same time, there's no way one of these is worth close to $450 or $500. That is too much money for an Apple Watch band. If you don't own an Apple Watch already, but you're interested in buying one in the near future, if you want a specific band with it, Apple is adding a couple more options to the Series 3 lineup. There's going to be a new Series 3 38mm and 42mm option with space gray aluminum case and a black sport loop. And for the Apple Watch Nike Plus, for the 38mm and 42mm versions, there's also going to be a new space gray aluminum case, but this time with the Midnight Fog Nike Sport Loop. Those are all the new Apple Watch bands and announcements that Apple made today. I thought it was really strange that they announced all this ahead of their March event in just under a week on March 27th. Usually they would talk about this stuff on stage, give a quick Apple Watch update, maybe how it's selling, how it's doing in the category, but this time they did it all early. They announced these new Apple Watch bands ahead of time, which I don't know makes me more excited or less excited about the event. It could make me more excited. Maybe this had to get cut because there are more exciting things coming. At the same time, maybe Apple won't be releasing any products at this education-centered event at all, and they're just going to do them through press releases, maybe in the week leading up to the event. We really have no idea just yet, but this was pretty uncharacteristic, I thought, to have a press release days ahead of a big event. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think about all these new bands by leaving a comment below. If you enjoyed watching this video, it does help me out if you just take 1 second to drop a like, and of course, hit subscribe for more videos like this in the future. If you want to help support the channel, you can head over to shop.iupdateos.com, buy a t-shirt. That would be incredible. For now, I've been Sam. I hope all of you are doing great, and I'll talk to you in my next video.